Hello everyone, my name is Rajesh Kumar and I'm your DevOps SRE DevSecOps coach. I have close to 18 plus years of experience working in multiple MNCs around the globe and having in-depth knowledge of DevOps, SRE and DevSecOps. So I would like to introduce you one certification program in a DevOps, and that is we call it DevOps Certified Professional. Now this is a 2 months of program, 25 tools of DevOps you will learn, and apart from that you will also get the access to the LMS, lifetime access to the videos portal. It's a certification program, and you will have 25 assignments and 2 projects along with it. It's a completely weekend program, so here you have classes on Saturday and Sunday. So as part of this course, you will learn multiple things. Here you see that you will learn Linux, AWS, Docker, Jira, Confluence, Python, Git with GitHub, SonarQube, Maven, Gradle, Packer, Artifactory, Selenium, JMeter, Ansible, Kubernetes, Helm, Terraform, Jenkins, Datadog, Splunk, and Neuralink. Now, how do we, apply for this? So how can you reach out to us? So you have a WhatsApp number and email ID, so please reach out to us and we'll help you to onboard this program. Apart from this DevOps certified professional programs, we are offering other certifications as well in a DevSecOps, SRE, and one of the very comprehensive programs which we have is in Master in DevOps Engineering. Yeah, so feel free to get in touch with us and then enroll for it. Thank you. So the first question is, what is Zabbix? And then we'll understand why we need Zabbix. Then we'll understand how Zabbix works, Zabbix architecture and all. And then once we have a theoretical sessions, after that I'll show you the demo also. So today I more or less will stick to introduction and stuff like that. So if you want to understand the what is Zabbix, you need to understand where did it come from, what does it do, what does the name mean, and why do we have it. So yes, Zabbix is an enterprise class open source distributed monitoring solution. Now open source you understand, monitoring you understand, enterprise class you understand. Distributed means Zabbix will help you to set up a monitoring for your infrastructure which is distributed across the globe and a multi-cloud clusters and all stuff like that. So that way it's a distributed monitoring solutions. Now one more context which you can use for the distributed means each component of Zabbix will work in a different you can configure in different areas and they can work together. That way also distributed. So where did it come from? So Zabbix initially it got released 0.1 version in 2001, and then we have a multiple releases and all kind of things. So right now up to 2022 you have a 6.0. I mean it got updated few more versions, so we'll use the latest for the demo. But yeah, this company is established in 2005 and the CEO and owner is Alexis Bla Shep. So where it is come from. Now look at this here. This is the some of the timeline when the major activities has happened on Zabbix front. So 2001 to 2020. I mean it's a pretty longer duration actually. So you can see that this is a very much stable product right now. So yeah, what does the name mean? So basically not having any as such background how this product got named with Zabbix, but yeah, software ready but no name yet. So CEO of Zabbix decided to just randomly named it Zabbix. There's no background for it actually. So what he did, he searched on some keyword on the Alta Vista and he found no results, so he just put it up that name. So he's the owner of Zabbix, Alexis Bladeshev. Now the source code is, as I said, it's open source, so you can find it at on this URL. You can browse it and then understand this. So yes, Zabbix is a free software released under GNU General Public License version 2. Zabbix is open source software written in C. There's a multiple component like a server, proxy, and agent written in C. Agent 2 version which is in Go. and some part of the front end is written in PHP, and Java gateway is written in Java. Now, this is a operating system cross-platform. That means you can install in Windows and Linux both, so that's not a problem, and that's from your website Zabbix.com. So now next question is why Zabbix? And I think uh, if you look at the infra monitoring world, okay, infra monitoring world, when I say infra means infrastructure monitoring, then Zabbix is a leader in this domain. So here you can see that you can use for network monitorings, server monitorings, cloud applications, services, web monitoring, storage devices, virtual machines, Java applications, and database. So basically, you can monitor anything. Solution for any kind of IT infrastructure, services, application, resources. So that's one of this thing. Yes, this is there from last 22 years, I would say, 100% free and open source, and more than 3 lakhs installations worldwide. So some of the organization they have opted for Javix. I think you can see that, including your organizations and so on. So what exactly, I mean, what are the features of Javix? So yes, one of the features of Javix is metric collections through the agents. That is a demo which I'll show you. Problem detection. So this is something like if you have AI inbuilt with the Javix, where if there is a certain issues in this infrastructure and software, so automatically it will detect the problem and it will notify you. Alerting, lots of data visualization, graphs and dashboard, you will have it, and so on. You can also use Javix for the business transaction monitoring. You can integrate with a lot of softwares. More than 300 options are available actually. In terms of security monitoring, if you want to do, you should try Javix. You can also use Javix for deployment, the monitoring and scalability and stuff like that. So yeah, these are the some of the simple reasons. So metrics collection. So yeah, what kind of metric you can collect? So you see that here. uh, Collect from any source. So you can collect the metrics from the network devices. You can collect the metrics from the cloud services, containers, virtual machines, OS, log files, databases, applications, different services, IoT, web pages, and APIs. So a lot of ways you can collect this flexible metric collection. That means different types of data you can collect. For example, numeric, text, binary, structure in JSON, XML, CSV, and all. You can also do the log monitoring and related stuff. You have a Javix agent which will help you to collect the metrics. So deploy Javix agent in for in-depth monitoring. So this way it will help you. Now agent is compatible with all the operating systems. So Linux, Windows, Mac, Solaris, Unix, all kind of operating system it is supported by. Now, this agent works on the both the model. That means push and pull both the model. Mind it. So native high performance agent for all operating system and hardware platform, which includes negligible performance overhead, means this agent will consume very little CPU and RAM for running in each host. Push and pull both model data delivery is possible. You can also flexible scheduling intervals also you can do that. Easy to extend with the plugins and external script. Immune to communication problems, and backward compatibility is also available, and many other features like access to Windows WMI and performance counters, can report to multiple Javix servers for redundancy and HA, and so on. So yes, that's one of the important feature. In fact, it's not like only agent you have here. Zabbix you can use for metric collection for agentless also. So it's not like only agent you required. So Zabbix supports whole range of various protocol for remote monitoring for services, like you can use the web monitoring, synthetic monitoring, networking like SNMP, pooling and trapping. You can use for Java application monitoring, IP, MI also, SSH you can use for getting the data, ODBC monitoring, ICMP, TCP, Prometheus, easy to extend, and collect the data from HTTP endpoint, and many more. So agentless monitoring is also possible. Synthetic monitoring also it's supported for data collection. So I'll discuss about the synthetic monitoring also in detail. Some I think if you're not knowing about that, what is synthetic monitoring. Custom collection method is also possible with Zabbix. So you can write your own code actually, or you can enhance the agent to gather the custom data. So that is also possible. And not only you can collect, you can transform the data also. So any data which you are receiving it, you can transform, add some model or mathematical formulas and transform and you know eh, can stored in a different output altogether. So collect, normalize and optimize your data by using transformation. Normalize and transform any kind of data before storing it. So you can do some of the stuff examples like unstructured text with trim, replace function and regular expression. You have a JSON path, XPath, expression, and CSV to JSON. Calculate delta between values. Perform calculation with numeric values, numerical system transformations, and many more. So yeah, a lot of things you can do with metric collection using Zabbix. Are you okay with this, all of you?
Okay.
Problem detection. So that's one of the AI ML is integrated
Sorry,
with
Rajesh.
Zabbix. Yeah.
Sorry, Rajesh. I have one question. What is pull based and push based, Rajesh?
So in a simple way, uh, pull based and push based is like this. So this is your server, Zabbix server, and now this is the agent. Okay. Now this can be agentless also. Okay. So there are two kind of mechanism which we have. So here Zabbix can pull the data from certain endpoints. So let's say there's a one IP address and port number and some endpoints. Here some data is available which is supported by Zabbix. So they can pull from here. Now agent is a best example per push based. That means agent will collect the data from OS and push to the Zabbix server, and then this is you. You can experience both the data at one place. So Prometheus is a pull based. If you know the Prometheus, another monitoring tool, is a pull based. Datadog is a push based. So that way, Zabbix is both model actually, push and pull. Means you can pull the matrix for certain endpoint. You can push also to Zabbix also. That is possible. Make
It is
sense?
I think also called as active agent, passive agent, right? I think.
Yeah, yeah. Nowadays, pull push is more popular actually.
Okay.
So problem detection. So that's one of the major reason why we are loving Zabbix. So yeah, AIML is incorporated with it. So whatever the data Zabbix has it, they will analyze it, and if they detect certain problems, they will notify you. So you have a smart threshold, you have a trend predictions and machine learning. So all this is incorporated in Zabbix. So yeah, define smart problem threshold. You can define high performance problem detection real time, highly flexible definition options, separate problem and problem resolution options, and many more. You can also trend prediction, means based on the certain trend it can predict the future also. For example, let's say from last 6 months your CPU utilization is growing based on 1%, so it can predict the future saying that okay, on this date you will reach to the threshold. That means you'll have to work on to upgrade your infrastructure. So you react proactive proactively with the trend prediction, while it is nice to have threshold and da da da. Machine learnings automatically they will read your data and see what are the best they can detect and support you. Yes, alerting function is also is there with the Zabbix. So here multiple messaging channels are supported by Zabbix. Messaging channels include vector ops, Signal 4, Ops Genie, PagerDuty, email, SMS, and all kind of things. Communication platform like Slack, Teams, and all is there. Some customizations for the messages, yes, very much possible with Zabbix. There is a multiple escalation scenarios you will be allowed through the Zabbix. If not, then L1, L2, L3 like this. So that can be done. And Zabbix alerting has auto remediation feature also. That means if let's say some services are not up, so using Zabbix alerting, you can automatically restart the services and try to solve the problem. So that is done. Javix, you have a great visualizations also, lots of graphs, geomaps, infrastructure maps, reports, and dashboard. All these things you will you will be able to create through Javix. So visualization means dashboard, graph, geomaps, okay, infrastructure maps, and reports. So all these things you will have at one place. Uh, this is a dashboard, web-based dashboard, multi-tenancy dashboard, and inventory information dashboard. All this kind of dashboard you can create it. Now, not only you have all this feature, but monitoring also, which you have at Javix, where you can do the root cause analysis. We call it RCA. Okay, improve problem tracking with root cause analysis, correlate existing and incoming problems, and perform root cause analysis. So that you can do that. You can also manage your business level impact, and if you have an agreement with your client for SLA, so SLO monitoring you can also do that. That means SLA means service level agreement you might be having with your clients. So you'll set up a SLO, and you need to make sure that SLO is never breached. So SLA should be respected. So SLI is the one which you get it from the system, and then SLO and SLA. So that is also is possible. Javix has hell lot of integration. So any tools which you want to integrate with Javix, it's a wide range of tools we have. Vendor supports, you can see Cisco, IBM. These all are networking related. HP, VMware, Meraki, Microsoft, and any more. ITA, ITSM integration is also there, like Jira, ServiceNow, and all kind of things. Kubernetes monitoring using Javix very much possible, and you can also work with the APIs also. So using Javix, you can do that. These are the features which we have a Javix. One of the hottest areas where Javix is doing also well is security. So security is also is like nowadays we are focusing more on security. So using Javix, you can try to protect your infrastructure assets and all. So encrypt communications between Javix component. So that method is possible using Javix. All communication between the various Javix components such as servers, proxies, agent, all you can communicate, and you can encrypt using TLS and some encryption key and all stuff like that. So that is possible. You have a very flexible permission system, which you can call it also RBAC, something like that. So here role-based access control. So yes, very flexible permission systems where who should be accessing what at the every user and group level, you can decide it. You can set up a rules also. So what access users will have, what he can do and what he cannot do that. Multiple authentication system is supported by Javix like LDAP, single sign-on, SAML and all, and HTTP authentications and all. So Javix internal, they have a user ID and password based authentication. You can in fact store your secret at Javix. So yes, that is also Javix will act like a vault also. So that is also possible. You can have a configurations change tracking as well, and data restrictions as well using Javix. Yes, now if you want to deploy Zabbix at the large scale, that options you have available. So yes, you can install the Zabbix agent or proxies in a minute. You have a Zabbix supported for every platform, including Docker and Kubernetes, so that you can do that. Templates, will have a good time spending on the templates. So save your time by using out of the box template, in which you can do lots of customizations and all. So you can define the template for each and every scenarios, use out of the box template for your devices and system, customize existing templates, build new custom templates, use hundreds of template built by community, Javix community, and so on. So network discovery features you have, resource discovery, automated agent deployment features you have. If you want to automate deploy using Ansible, Chef, Puppet, and all, you can do that. Over boarding workflows, you can define your own workflows and customize it and seamless upgrade. And at the last, why you should opt for Javix scalability. That means when you scale your infrastructure, Javix can also scale along with you. That means you can run the Javix agent, Javix server, Javix proxy, gateways, and all this thing in a distributed infrastructure. So that way it will be easy for maintenance and stuff like that. So as you scale your infrastructure, you can set up a proxies and centralized server and HA and all kind of things. Yeah, that's very much possible with Javix. So distributed monitoring possible, HA high availability possible, and data retention policies also you can define for. So that is also possible. So overall, you saw that a lot of features which we have in terms of metric selection, wide range of it, problem detection, alerting, visualization, single pane of glass, business monitoring, integration, security, deployment, and scalability. Any questions so far?
Rajesh, if you can you back a bit a slide? You shown me like a different kind of like scale up distributed scale up in the sense like there is any limitation for monitoring like this many servers we need this kind of
No, scale up means what is happening. Let's say today you are running at 10 machines in Mumbai. So next month you want to run 20 machine in UK server using, let's say I'm talking about the AWS. Then you are also running in Ireland and USA. So that way you are scaling up, scaling up your number of servers, scaling up beyond the regions, beyond the ages, and all this thing. So in that case, tool is not limited to that. So the tool will support your scalability plan. So proxy you
okay.
can add it, and from the proxy, from the different region, you can send the data to server and you can monitor it. So here add an extra layer of scalability by deploying Javix proxies. Here you see the image, you will have a little clarity. Different
Yes,
proxies are deployed, and proxies are acting like a way to connect the server to the remote servers, and that way all the data is being collected. So here you see scale up to collect millions of matrices from hundreds and thousands of devices, services, applications, and more. Javix proxies are easy to deploy and enable unlimited vertical scalabilities. Vertical scalability means adding a number of servers.
adding CPU
Yeah,
so yeah.
yeah.
So
So like that.
my question almost understand like if somebody asks like what is your capacity of Zabbix tool, so like how many thousands of servers it can handle. So it's depend upon the proxy like this many of only one proxy have this many servers will handle like that.
Yeah, so I'll share with you one sheet when we plan for the scalability. There is a one uh, Javix itself has proposed this. Let's say if you are having this much of devices, you should have this much of configuration, this many proxies and
Okay.
all.
Yes.
So that I'll share with
Okay.
Uh, one simple question. Actually, we are focusing on Zabbix only here, but just for knowledge purpose, can you name few open source tool like similar to Zabbix and how Zabbix is different from the others and which one is the number one tool?
Okay, so see, first thing, uh, number one tool, never get into this. Why? The reason is it's like very agile world now. Today you have this feature. Trust me, next month you will have the same feature in all other tools. So, for example, there's so
Okay.
many tools are there. Datadog we have, New Relic we have, Splunk we have, Prometheus we have, Dynatrace we have, App Dynamics we
Previous
have,
tutorials.
Grafana we have, Javix we have, this one, Nagios we have. Plenty of tools are
Purely,
there.
purely monitoring.
Huh. So many tools are there. Don't get lost in that because more or less the methods are different, but more or less you'll be able to do everything through all these tools actually. Got it?
All tools are same, equally capable in
I mean,
all
equally
functions.
capable. Just only the UX is different problem. UX means, let's say in open source category tools, you need to learn little bit better, and you have to spend a little bit time on it. But let's say if you go for the paid tool like Datadog, Neuralink, these are the paid tools. You have a UX better. UX means user experience are better. That's all.
Okay,
And for
okay,
that you are paying for it.
okay. And remaining all Splunk and all that all open source only, right?
No, no, no. These are the paid one. This is the paid
No, no.
one. Open
First three.
source.
Okay, okay.
This is also paid one. This is also paid one. These are
Okay,
free. In fact, Nagios got their enterprise solutions actually.
okay.
Okay, so now this is something what we have. Okay, so what is the release? So this sheet, I mean, this slide is not updated, but the one which you are trying to do is 6.2 or 6.67 or something like that. We'll have it. That we'll see that. Okay, so enterprise ready? Yes. Um Unlimited scalability using Zabbix, distributed monitoring using Zabbix, HA, Zabbix, strong security, Zabbix. So basically, all in one, everything, all sort of features you will find in Zabbix. Are you understanding, all of you?
Yes, yes.
Yes, Rajesh.
Okay. So now you'll say what part of infrastructure can be covered using Zabbix. So you see that infrastructure here, hardware monitoring, Zabbix, network monitoring, Zabbix, OS monitoring, Zabbix, middleware means your applications, Zabbix, virtualizations monitoring, Zabbix, application and services monitoring, Zabbix, cloud monitoring, Zabbix. All part of infrastructure is managed by Zabbix. These are the network supported servers, databases, clouds, more or less you understand this, storage technology and services. So these all everywhere Javix can help you in terms of infrastructure monitoring. Okay, so now with that Javix architecture. So how Javix works? So we understood that what is Javix and why do we need it? Now we need to understand how Javix works, aka Javix architecture. So Javix consists of several major software component, including server. We have a server, and then of course when we have a server, you will must be having storage where all the matrices is being stored, and then interface. Okay, web interface. So Javix server is the central component to which agent reports availability and integrity information and statistics. The server is central repository in which all configuration, statistical and operational data are stored. Now database storage, all configuration information as well as data gathered by Javix stored in a database. And how do you access the Javix server? Interface. So web interface for an easy access to Javix from anywhere and from any platform. The Javix uh, provides web interface and so on. So interface is free, part of Javix server and usually but not necessarily run on the same physical machine as as one running on the server. So basically what happens, these all things components you can run in a different servers uh, for HA perspective, but for learning perspective we will run in the one server. We do have a proxy and agent. So proxy basically for the distributed infrastructure. So Zabbix proxy can collect performance and availability data on behalf of Zabbix server. So remember that it can collect all the types of data on behalf of Zabbix server, and proxy is an optional part of Zabbix deployment. However, it may be very beneficial to distribute the load of a single Zabbix server. So proxy can collect the data, and at one time whenever you want to flush it to the server, you can do that. Now agent. So agent is something like a collector, you can say. Agents are deployed on a monitoring target. It can be operating system or networking devices or something like that. So deploy monitoring targets to actively monitor local resources and applications and report the gathered data to Zabbix server. Since Zabbix 4.4, there are two types of agent available. One is lightweight, and another one is extra flexibility. So lightweight, we call it a Zabbix agent, and the one which is having extra function flexibility, and that is a pluggable also. That plugin is allowed in that. That is written in Go. So we call it a Zabbix Agent 2 version. So these are the 5 components. You need to remember that. Though for HA, all these components will be running in a separate server, but for learnings, we will set up most of the component in one just to get started with it. Look at this area here. This is you, and you connect to the interface, an interface of what Zabbix server and database. And here, if you see, the push pull is happening through the Zabbix proxy and agent. So agent can push, Zabbix server can pull. Here you see that also using proxy, agent can push or pull from proxy, and Zabbix server can push and pull from the proxy. So both the way Zabbix will work. Are you comfortable with it, all of you?
uh, one environment means uh, uh, can we configure means as shown in this diagram both the
Mhm.
push and pull or only push, either push or pull can be configured only?
So one agent you can configure for push or pull. Both
Okay,
it's not making any sense, no? Wherever it's push is sometime networking is not allowed. So depends on that. You want to allow push or pull, depends on which way networking is allowed. So that way.
okay, means both it's not possible, only any one of the push, either push or
No, no,
pull we
no.
can configure. Then
No, not possible. I never said. I said it's not making sense because
sense, okay,
ultimately,
huh.
what you want, data you want. Either you get the
Data.
data through pull or push, but
Uh-huh.
same data using the push and pull not make any sense, no?
Hmm.
So like that. So yes, Zabbix server is the central process of Zabbix software. The server platform, the pooling and trafficking of data, it calculate triggers. What is triggers? I'll need to discuss. Send notifications to user. It is a central component to which Zabbix agent and proxy report data on availability and integrity of the system. The server can itself remotely check network services such as web servers and mail servers using simple service check. So servers can also check, it can pull the data also, all these things. The servers is the central repository in which all configuration, statistical and operational data is stored, and it is the entity in Javix that will actively alert administrator when a problem arises in any of the monitoring system. The functioning of the basic Zabbix server is broken into 3 distinct components. Discuss server, front end, and database. All this can be separated in it. Agent is deployed on a monitoring target to actively monitor local resources. For example, CPU, RAM, storage, network, Apache, Tomcat, Docker, Kubernetes, MySQL, all these things. And applications, I just talked about it, and so on. The agent gather operational information locally and reports data to Zabbix server for further processing. In case of failures such as hard disk running full or crash services process, Zabbix service can actively alert the administrator of the particular machine that reported the failure. Proxy. The proxy is a process that may collect monitoring data from one or more monitor devices like agent and all. Send the information to Zabbix server, essentially working on behalf of server. All collected data is buffered locally in proxy server until it is sent to the server, flush it to the server, transfer to the Zabbix server the proxy belongs to. Deploying a proxy is optional but may be very beneficial for distributed setup and all kind of things. Okay, so now this you see that which component, which programming language has been used. So server has been written in C, proxy is C, agent one is written in C, agent 2 is written in Go, frontend is written in PHP, and Java gateway I'll talk about it to avoid the networking limitations, that is written in Java. And the database which is RDBMS. RDBMS means MySQL, MSQL, PostgreSQL, all kind of things. So this is something which we have. Are you okay with it, all of you?
Yes,
Okay, okay.
Rajesh. Rajesh, one question like if you want to be pro or expertise, get more expert in Zabbix, what are the other skills required?
See, I'll tell you in a simple way. Understand this. Javix is just a monitoring tool. Okay. Monitoring of what? So first thing, I'll put it in a bracket. Monitoring of operating system. Linux, Windows, Mac. Are you comfortable with it? Monitoring of containers like a Docker. Are you comfortable with it? Monitoring of Kubernetes. Are you comfortable with it? Monitoring of cloud like AWS Azure. Are you comfortable with it? Monitoring of network devices, Cisco and other devices. Are you comfortable with it? Monitoring of applications like what? Apache, Tomcat, WebSphere, WebLogic. Are you comfortable with it? Monitoring of databases like MySQL, MSSQL, Oracle. Are you comfortable with it? So these are the things. You see, remember that you are monitoring, you are learning Zabbix, but you need to monitor the infrastructure and you need to know infrastructure. So it'll be easy for you to, implement the monitoring solution for your infrastructure.
Got
Getting my
it.
points?
Yeah, so basically we should have basic knowledge how the component is working, then only we'll do monitoring.
That's correct. Yes, that is important. Any questions?
No.
Nothing from mind.
Okay, so now next question is how Javix works. So what we have studied so far, we understood what is Javix, then we understood why Javix, why we need Javix. Then we understood the capability of Javix. Then then we understood how the Javix architecture works. Now we are learning how Javix works. So see here, here you have web server which you connect. Everything is been sent to database server and then Javix server which is processing for all the receiving all the data from the different places. So this is you, Javix engineer, accessing the web server. Web server get fetch the data from the database and which will display, and database who's pushing the data, so Javix server is pushing the data to Javix server. Remember that. And now who's pushing the Javix data to, I mean data to Javix server? Agent. Different kind of, look at this here, these are the agents. This is the agent can be in a server format, switches, router, firewalls. It agents directly can push and pull to the Javix server or through proxy, and this is how you can see that. Okay, this is a simple architecture. This is a very simple architecture. Little bit complicated. Are you comfortable with this image?
Okay.
Now
Yes,
little bit more. See that here. So here you see multiple servers are there report sending the data to proxy, and proxy is buffering to the server, and server is pushing the data to the database, and from the web you are able to see this is you. Okay, look at this a little bit more. Here you have what? So you are connecting to the internet to the Zabbix web. Zabbix web will get the data from database server, and here you have an agent, and you see that here you have an agent acting like a gateway and getting the multiple data from the remote servers. Okay, so here you have a firewall, proxy, all this information, and proxy is connected to the Zabbix server. So proxy use cases scenarios are here. Like one more example here. See, this is a Zabbix web and all this thing, and here you have a proxy, active proxy and passive proxy. So see here, active proxy, and which is directly you can connect to the Zabbix server. For proxy passive one, we have a firewall, and through the firewall you can connect to the passive proxy. All this thing we'll try to discuss in detail upcoming sessions. So now the question is how this Zabbix, that this is a very important slides. Okay, so how this Zabbix connect to different devices. Okay, how? So here these are the protocol which is supported by Zabbix server. So one of the protocol is supported is JMX. So all the Java component data you want, right? For example, WebSphere, Tomcat and all. So you get it from the JMX. We call it Java Messaging X font for, I think I forgot that, but this is something. SNMP, Simple Network Mail Protocol. This is SNMP. That means if you want network data, then you want SNMP. If you want the data from the Linux machine using SSH, that is also supported. Agent, they work on the TCP, that is also supported. Javix server can receive the data from proxy also, and there is one utility which is called sender also can send the data. So these are the protocol supported by Javix for sending or receiving the data. Will you remember that? So initially we'll start with agent, then we'll set up the some Java application, then network application and SSH, and then proxy, like that. Are you understanding?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so now this is something which you can see that when you design the architecture, different image will help you. So here you see that this is the front end databases server. Now server, if you look at this arrow, this is a very clear image. Who's getting the data? Server. Server is pushing and pulling the data. So printer, SNMP, switches, SNMP, NAS, SNMP, servers for IMPI. For servers, SNMP also. Here, agent for AX server, Linux server agent. So these are the ways you can feed the data and stuff like that. Okay, again, this I have discussed so many times. So Javix can monitor application servers, VMs, web application, hardware, environment, any sources. Okay, more examples. Now you understood. So here this is a standalone single Javix server. This will try to install it because we have a limited infrastructure. But in real, this is how you can do that. Okay. So here you see distributed hierarchical configurations. So here Javix node means Javix server, Javix server, Javix server. These all are can be set up in a distributed environment, and agent will respond to different proxy agent. Okay, so there is one more component which we discussed least, that's Java Gateway. Version 2.0 of Javix has native support to monitor application using JMX. Okay, the actor monitor the JMX application is a Java daemon called Javix Java Gateway. Basically, it works like a gateway when Javix wishes to know the value of JMX counter. JMX basically is a kind of way it works in the Java based application like Tomcat, and that is where the Java gateway is required. You simply ask Java gateway, and gateway will do all the work for Javix. All the queries are done using JMX management API from Oracle. So this is a architecture of a Java gateway. I'll implement and then I'll show you that. So you see here a little bit carefully. This is Zabbix server, and here you have a Java gateway, and there's a Tomcat server which will set up. And Tomcat server, if you want to send the data, then agent you can send to 10050. If you want to send to JMX, the port number can be anything 12345 something. And if you want to send a Java gateway, this can be a port 10052. So this is something here you can configure it. So here why I created a sign. So here Zabbix server will query the Java gateway, and Java gateway will query the JMX server. Are you understanding it?
So, uh, uh, so why Tomcat servers? I lost actually.
If you Tomcat server means it can be WebSphere also. So here,
So randomly, if you think one application, it's either Tomcat. You mean to say like it's not a part of component.
no, no, no. Uh, See, Java applications you run on the web, on the app server. Now, which are the list of app server for Java? So Tomcat is one of the one, but we have a JBoss, WebLogic also. So here, if you see list of app servers for Java. Now, if you want the Java matrix, the application which is running in Java, then you need to run application is one of these app server. So very popular is Tomcat.
Okay.
JBoss is second. IBM WebSphere, if you might have heard about Oracle WebLogic, and these are the
Yes.
some of them. Jetty is very lightweight and open source, and I have never heard about this one. So these are the top one which is very popular. So how do you get the data from the application which is running in Tomcat? So what happened? First we enable the JMX for Tomcat. How to enable? I'll show you the step for that. After that we set up the Java gateway. Then we set up, hey, Javix server to pull the from the Java. Look at the pull from the Java gateway, and Java gateway pull from the JMX, and JMX will pull from the Tomcat server. That is how it happens. I'll set it up when, then you'll see that.
Okay.
So here this Tomcat, it can be other also like JBoss, WebSphere, WebLogic. Got it?
Okay.
Yeah. This is just architecture. We'll get into the demos also. Again, same image has been depicted. Here you see Java application, Java applications, and so all stuff like that. Okay, so Java Gateway, the native support for monitoring JMX application means Java-based application exists in the form of Javix daemon called Javix Java Gateway. Available since Javix 2.0. Javix Java Gateway is a daemon written in Java to find out the value for particular JMX counter on the host. Javix server query Javix Java Gateway, which uses the JMX management API to query the application of interest remotely. Okay, so this can be active and practice both way. There is one more utility which is been used for testing the Javix server data. I mean, Javix Center is a command line utility that may be used to send performance data to Javix server for processing. So this is one more utility. Please keep in mind, we'll discuss at a demo time also. There is one more command line utility which is for retrieving the information from the Javix agent. So this is also Javix get. There is one JavaScript related utility JX. It's a code actually, it's not a utility, it's a code. And web service we experience this one and so on. Okay, so this is a Javix. So what we learned, what is Javix? Why do we need Javix? What are the features of Javix? Javix architecture, how Javix works, and some of the components of Javix. Any questions so far?
If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@debugschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video.
Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest.
Thanks for watching.